Hi all, welcome to my channel, welcome to my world. This is the world away. Now after 24 hours of travelling yesterday, I'm finally back in the UK. Today is I've got a clue about day at the moment, 4th of June 2025, and I'm back from Wonderfest. And today I'm going to share with you some of the things I bought. I'm going to show you all the medals that won gold at the event, and I'm also going to show you my personal favourites of the actual contest. So without further ado, let's get cracking. Now, the first thing I'm going to do is going to show you all the models that won gold at Wonderfest this year. Now, if your model did win gold and it's not featured here, there's a couple of reasons for that. The first one is either A, I couldn't read the paper to see the G, or D, the paper was restricted by your model and I will not touch any models. So if it was restricted, I didn't see it. So unfortunately, I'm sorry I didn't feature that. But I did try to get all the ones that had the G next to it. So this is for you. I hope you enjoy this. That was absolutely brilliant. I think I counted 50. There might have been a few more. With some of those sculptures, I think there was like 6 golds in just that little flash there. So there might have been a little bit more than 50. Around about 50, I think there was. Now, I had some personal favourites as well. Now, unfortunately, I didn't give out any awards. I didn't have any awards to give, but I do know some people were giving out some gold badges. There were some poker chips for people, and I might think about doing that next year, just so the people whose models that I really appreciate, who will feature on the channel, will have an idea that they're going to be on the World of Wayne channel. But these were my personal favourites from the competition. which leaves me to say, what was my favourite model of the whole show? There was only one model that stood out, and if you watched the video from Wonderfest where I showed you all the models in the room, and if you haven't seen that, that's up there. There's probably the one model that I was focused on more than anything. It had to be the USS Cygnus from the Black Hole. Absolutely amazing model. And when I actually got it in the pickups on Sunday to record the ones that I found a favourite, all the lights weren't on, and I did notice it had some buttons down the bottom, but again, I will not touch models, so I didn't touch any models to turn any lights on. But you did see that in that video that was up there. But whoever did that, that's the other thing, I didn't actually look at papers to see who did models, so I haven't got a clue. If you did one of those models, please feel free to tag your name and time code of where your model appears in this video, because I don't know. I'm trying to be completely independent here. So whoever did that, what an amazing model. You made an old man very happy, and I really want to build the Cygnus myself. I know Gamebody is, or Gambody is it? They've got one now. I've got the files for that. So it's got 166 files though. Big old print, 1.2 meters long though. So that could be pretty cool. So, but I've really enjoyed it. I've really, just reflecting back and thinking about all the models and the time I've had, I had a great time. Now, I did bring a couple of models back with me. I'm very limited with the amount of space I had in my suitcase. You're going to see a lot more on my live stream tomorrow because the folks over at Hobby Time Modelers, some of my friends from YouTube, they were all giving me stuff to fill in my case, and it was absolutely busting. But I got a V Blaster, as you can see here, and I've got this alien from Spaceballs. Hello, my honey. Hello, my baby. Now, this alien I am going to be building on my members channel, my Patreon channel. For me, it's basically a exercise in learning paint techniques and how to put this together, doing seams, that sort of thing. If you want to see this model being built properly, then check out the Aztec Dummy. Check out Lou Dalmaso's channel. I believe this will be the next model that he's working on, and I have put a link down there to the Aztec Dummy channel, so you'll be able to see that. That just leaves me with the dealer room. Now, I didn't get as much footage as I wanted in the dealer room, mainly on account that I was shopping. I was mainly shopping. So what I did was I filmed all around the dealer room that I could, and all the side rooms as well, including what I completely missed. If it wasn't for Oggy Gonzalez, the Interstellar model, I wouldn't even know it was there, the Ark of the Covenant. So check this out.
Under the Crown Plaza roof they gather near, sci-fi lovers and dreamers year after year. From galaxies far and timelines untold, they build the wildest stories to hold. Models of spaceships and castles that fly, dragons with fire in their curious eye. Each snap and each brush tells a story anew. In Louisville's halls the magic breaks through. Oh, Wonderfest dreams, they paint the skies in blueprints of stars where the fantasy lies. From alien worlds to the realms of the past, every creation a spark meant to last. Panels that echo with tales from the screen, cosplay parades with costumes unseen, a realm of wonder that pulls you inside, fantasy's kingdom where legends collide. Trades in the vendor halls, memories unfold, treasures of fandom, both new and old, laughing with strangers who share the same light, carving a universe deep in the night. Oh, Wonderfest dreams, they paint the skies in blueprints of stars where the fantasy lies. From alien worlds to the realms of the past, every creation a spark meant to last.
And there you go. That's another Wonderfest in the bag. So that was my 4th Wonderfest. I got to meet loads of people. I've actually learned something new now. That just take yourself out your comfort zone. I joined a podcast from the Sci-Fi. What's it? Sci-Fi Live. Is that the podcast there? Which I really enjoyed. I didn't know anyone in there, but I just introduced myself. I got to meet loads of new people. We just had an absolute blast, and I think I'm feeling it now. I'm definitely feeling it now. Hence why I'm not doing a build today. So back to normal programming tomorrow. I've got a little bit of conquer, I have to say, a bit of a sore throat, but we're going to get over that. But another Wonderfest in the bag. If you've never been to Wonderfest in Louisville, it's one of those places. It's sort of like a mecca. If you go there, you're going to get bitten by the bug and you're going to want to come back every year. Make a tradition of it, because if anything, it's an event that inspires. It's such an event that inspires. It's a place to recharge batteries as well. So it doesn't matter if you win a trophy, if you don't win a trophy. All you've got to remember is your model has inspired someone, and that's, I guess, what it's all about. Anyway, I really hope you liked that video. If you did, please remember to give me a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed already, please remember to subscribe. Other than that, take care.